Hi 3D design students. I'm coming to you today from my quarantine classroom, also known as my living room. And I wanted to just come talk to you and review a few things about 3D design. And as we go into week 6 of being remote learning, I thought it important to review a few things from the beginning of the semester as you're going into a new project. So, FDM, fused deposition modeling, is the technology that we use with the MakerBot printer in our classroom, which is the process of laying layer by layer down to build an object one layer at a time. And then you're going to be learning about some other technologies for 3D design, such as the SLA, SLS, and PolyJet. So, in addition to other processes, I wanted to show you other programs that allow for 3D design. And today I'm going to show you Photoshop. So most of you have probably used Photoshop, but definitely heard of it. And Photoshop allows you to take 2D images or text and convert it to a 3D object. So I've typed out my text here in a custom window, and using the 3D window, I'm going to convert it from 2D to 3D. So similar to Tinkercad, in Photoshop, you're able to view the object from different angles. You can see it from a three-dimensional view. And notice how what makes it 3D is it has that Z-axis. So it gives it depth. And important to consider anytime you're designing a new custom object. Looking at the design from a variety of views, which for your next project, you're going to take a look at some already pre-existing examples. And I want you to specifically study the images of the different views of the designs. So let's take a look in Tinkercad. This is a COVID mask, which you are going to also create. I'm sure most of you have seen these lately. If you go outside, you gotta wear it, and they're becoming kind of a necessity in our everyday life these days. So the importance of functionality comes into play when you're designing this project. And the example here is from thingiverse.com, and you're going to take a look at 3 different examples of masks that were created. And just like in Photoshop, we have different views, different angles to see the placement of the parts. So on the sides, you'll notice that there are connecting parts. They are symmetrical, which means they're equal on both sides. And if you look underneath, you can see there are also some different connecting pieces. So what I want you to do is study those, and then you're going to follow the design thinking process from the lesson in Google Docs to get an idea and plan your own mask on paper before you do it in Tinkercad. The last thing is, like I said, we're going into week 6, and it's starting to get maybe a little bit harder for some of you being at home this long. For me, it has kind of drug out longer than I had hoped, but I'm praying that we get back to campus soon. But I wanted to read a scripture to you to just encourage you for this week. And it's in James chapter 5. And it's talking about patience and endurance. And it says, "Dear brothers and sisters, be patient as you wait for the Lord's return. Consider the farmers who patiently wait for the rains in the fall and in the spring. They eagerly look for the valuable harvest to ripen. You too must be patient. Take courage, for the coming of the Lord is near." So, like it's speaking to God's people in that verse, to take courage and be patient. I want to encourage you to do the same and continue pressing forward and keeping hope in the Lord that He is going to carry us through until we get back to school.